Hello guys, welcome back. We're now just days away from the release of iOS 26 to the public. An amazing update with a great new design and a ton of new features and changes. Amongst these features you will find a ton of features that Apple didn't talk about and a lot of people won't actually know that they will have on their device running the new iOS 26. In this video, I will show you guys 10 amazing hidden features that you will be able to find on your device running the new iOS 26. Before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy the videos and you want to see more of them, hit that subscribe button. It really helps out a lot. We're starting things off with the Photos app. When you go to one of your images, you want to set it as a wallpaper. You can tap, of course, the share button right here, and they will have the button to use it as a wallpaper. Previously, if you wanted to set a shuffle wallpaper, we have 2 or more wallpapers. You would have to do that through the wallpaper section on the lock screen. All you have to do is just select your pictures. Here I have a bunch of them. I can go ahead and actually select them, and then I will get this button right here. You can see it automatically shows once I select 2 or more pictures, and it says create photo shuffle wallpaper, and I can go ahead and create a photo shuffle wallpaper directly from here. Here's another great new feature that you will find on iOS 26 on the Files app. When you're copying something, you will now be able to do that in the background if it's a large file. If I go ahead and copy this file right here and I just want to paste it on somewhere else, I will have the ability to actually go out of the app. It's basically pasting right there. I will be able to go out of the app and it will actually start copying the file, and it will even show it on the dynamic island. Let's just try this once more here to another folder. If I try to paste it, you can see right there in the background it is pasting, and it will show it right there on the dynamic island. This was a smaller file. It's done in a couple of seconds. If you have a larger file, it will actually have right here the progress on the dynamic island, letting you easier see how your copying and pasting a big file is going. Another great new feature on the Files app with iOS 26 is the ability to now customize your folders. You 3D touch on a folder, you will have a section here to customize it. You can add tags which actually allow you to change the color of your folder like this. How cool is that? You can also add different icons to your folder. You will have different icons to choose from. You can even go ahead and choose any of your emojis. If you want to add an emoji there, you can do that. That allows you to easier actually find the folders that you need without having to maybe even read the titles of the folders. You can just see the tags and the emojis that you have set there. Moving to the Settings app. When you go to your settings on iOS 26 and you go to the Apps section, you will have the default apps right there. Now you can choose your default calling app. When you go here, you will have default calling app, and you can choose your cellular, or you can choose any of the other apps that you have on your device. Do support calling like WhatsApp in this case, or maybe FaceTime audio. You can choose whichever default calling app you want to use and just basically select it right here. Another great feature that actually has been on iOS before has made its way back to iOS 26, and that's the loop option right here on the markup tools for screenshots. When you tap the plus button, you will now have the loop right here. Add the loop. It works, of course, as it used to work previously. We had this, I believe, removed on iOS 18 or maybe iOS 17. I can't really remember that. It was actually a great feature whenever you want to send a screenshot and you want to point out something. This is actually a great tool. Now you can even customize here the color of the border. Of course, you can actually zoom in and out here with this slider that we have. We can make it, of course, smaller and bigger, and it's actually super useful. Here's another great feature of the screenshots on iOS 26. When you take a screenshot of a page, whether that will be a web page or a message, whatever that is, and you have a date on it, it will show you this button right here, Add to Calendar. You tap right there, and there it goes. In a second, it will create an event for you. You can go ahead and add this to your calendar. You can tap right there to create the event. It will add it to your calendar automatically. What you can do is tap the Edit button. If you want to edit anything that it basically added by just automatically. If you want to do something manually here, edit it, you can go ahead and do that. Tap that button, and you have now created a new event on your calendar. Another great thing Apple has done with iOS 26 is that they have improved the resolution of the screen recordings. Here we have a screen recording that was made on iOS 18. You can see the resolution right there. That's the resolution that was on this device. Of course, same device, just moved to iOS 26. Now we actually have here a new resolution. So 1290 with 2796. That's a way bigger resolution, way better quality for your screen recordings. You don't have to do anything. There's like no need to have a certain device. With iOS 26, we also have a new feature for the battery. It is called adaptive power. You go to the battery section, you go to power mode, and then you will have adaptive power. You enable it, and it basically will adjust the usage of your device to improve the battery life. What you will be able to do, because Apple has told us about this, but like a later feature that was added, was also the adaptive power notifications. Adaptive power will work automatically in the background. All you have to do is just have it enabled. You don't need to do anything. Now you can enable notifications. Your device will send you notifications whenever adaptive power is actually active on your device, so you know when it's working or not. Here is one of my favorite features that Apple has added to iOS 26. The iMessage app has gotten a ton of updates, a lot of cool new features. This is probably my favorite one. You tap and hold on a bubble right here. Now you can actually go ahead and tap copy, but it will copy just everything. It will copy the whole message. What if I need to copy just like a certain part of this message? You couldn't do this before. You can do that now with iOS 26. Simply select right there. I can just go ahead and just basically select any part of the text I want here and just go ahead and copy it to my clipboard. No longer I need to copy the whole message. I can just choose a certain part and copy it to my clipboard. Last but not least, we're moving to the podcast app. Podcast also has gotten a few updates, especially on the like settings that you get here for your audio. You will have the enhanced dialogue, which is pretty cool. You will also have here the ability to set the speeds to which the podcast will play. You will have this menu tab here, and you choose the speed, and you choose to enable or disable enhanced dialogue. What's really cool is that you can also quickly change the speed of the playing of your podcast simply by swiping your finger up like this. Swipe up or swipe down to turn it down. As easy as that, you can change the speeds of the podcast simply by swiping your finger up or down.